What's up, everybody? New York Jets bring in Francisco Mauigoa, linebacker, Miami, is their second to last draft pick. And the vibes just scream like the next Chazz Surratt kind of player, where, and not in a derogatory sense of probably just going to pencil him in to make the 53 as a special teamer, like as long as Aaron Glenn is the coach, that kind of player goes by Kiko. So stock up there. And you see on your screen the three letters, the Raz score. They've led us astray before, but it's the fifth round, so who cares? Typical size at the position with really good athletic measurables all around the board. And he was in Dane Brugler's draft guide, which goes pretty damn deep. He was the 20th rated linebacker there, 6'2, 233. You see the 4'6, 40-yard dash, which is great at the size and the position. 29 tackles for loss and 9.5 sacks in the last 2 years, plus 10 passes defended. He had a good run defense grade, but also missed a ton of tackles. I'm not sure how that works. 18 missed tackles past 2 years, 32 catches on 44 targets in coverage, allowing 3 touchdowns. The write-up from Brugler says, overall, Mauigoa needs to clean up his missed tackles and coverage missteps to earn defensive snaps, but his instincts, chase speed, and mentality are draftable traits that will endear him to NFL coaching. Special teams will help him make a roster. So, yeah, well, all these guys are going to make the team because the Jets only had fifth-round picks, so they're all going to make the team. And the linebacker depth behind the starters and Quincy and Sherwood is really minimal. I like Zaire Barnes. I'm still holding out hope for my guy Zaire Barnes. But in terms of Aaron Glenn and the defensive coaching staff, they don't have any ties to those fringe roster kind of players like Guavin still bumping around or Jamin Davis. So comes in is maybe linebacker 4 and a special teamer right away as a fifth round pick. So why not? You'll take that. I mean, once you get to this part of the draft, you can't really nitpick it, like just because I think sometimes we get really attached to our mock drafts, and for me, like Kyle Williams being picked in the third round before us, like broke my heart, right? Because you have your eyes on certain players, and I think that makes sense in the first like 3 to 4 rounds. But once you get to here, man, where to be honest, I didn't even know who this guy was or some of the other players being drafted around him, who they even were. A lot of teams, they'll probably maybe only have a certain number of players that even have a true draftable grade. And then beyond that, you might have an early fifth round pick and then a UDFA. Teams might have them graded as like marginally different players. So you can't really fret about him being lower than consensus at this part of the draft. Whatever. If they drafted Carson Zweisinger at 7 overall, I'd have something to say about it, right? I'm not excusing everything, but I think once it gets to this part of the draft, like whatever you think this guy could be a core special teamer and a good backup, fine, fifth round pick, and we'll talk all soon.